start on our backs and technical things. We're going to start on our backs. Now, kind of a constructive restorative pose. So if you're comfortable, you can lay all the way down on your back and have your feet on the floor. And if you need something under your hips or you need a little cushion, you absolutely take whatever you need to make yourself feel comfortable. And we're going to start off with allowing our feet to get heavy and allowing our hips to get heavy and allowing our mid-back, shoulders, our head to get all heavy, feel grounded to the earth. And while you're in this position, start to notice any sensations going on around you. So if you're hearing the sound of my voice, but maybe notice any sounds that are in your home or wherever you are taking this class. Maybe if it's raining a lot where you are, you're hearing the rain outside. Maybe there's some noises in your home. Maybe you notice some smells that are in the air. And maybe you notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Take a pause and see what you notice. Those external sensations that are happening around you. Maybe if your eyes are closed, you notice the light filtering in through your closed eyes. And then maybe start to notice the sound of your breath. Maybe notice the inhale through your nose. And then notice what that breath does to you. Notice how it expands your belly. Notice how your ribs expand. Not just the front ribs, but the side ribs, the back ribs. Maybe really focus on when you inhale, allowing that breath to go all the way down into your belly. So taking a deeper breath. First, it's going right into your lungs and this upper chest. Really focus on having the energy of the breath go down into your belly. And then maybe feel your belly expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. And give you a little anatomy visual. Your vagus nerve, which controls your nervous system and your autonomic nervous system, and whichever level of stress you're in, goes from the base of your spine and goes right down through your heart, and then it goes through your diaphragm. So if you can take a nice big inhale and envision that diaphragm expanding wide, you're giving that vagus nerve a nice little squeeze, saying it's okay, be safe here. And then exhale, notices everything contracts. And let's see if we can maybe take our inhale for whatever count is comfortable for you. And then you're going to exhale maybe just a tiny bit longer. So if your comfortable inhale is 3, maybe make your exhale to 4. Whatever is comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong. I was just giving that as an example. And then maybe place your hands on your belly and your thumbs right underneath your ribs. And feel that expansion, contraction. Allowing your body to take care of itself in this moment. Then listen to the sound of your breath. And then maybe go back to feeling your feet on the floor. Maybe notice how your hips feel as you're doing this deep breathing. And then maybe notice the expansion of the ribs. 360-degree expansion. Allow your shoulders to get heavy, releasing your jaw, resting your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Allow your head to get nice and heavy. Maybe notice any other sensations going on in your body. Maybe you're thirsty, maybe you're not, maybe you're hungry, maybe you have a taste in your mouth, maybe you don't. Just notice those with just an observation, not in this sense of judgment, only an observation. Stay here for another moment or two. Allow your body to melt into the earth. And then we're going to slowly pull in that right knee if that's available for you. You can keep your left foot bent or your left leg long, whatever is more comfortable for you, no right or wrong. It's what's right for your body in this moment. And then you're going to pull that knee and give yourself a little hug and rotate the knee in one direction. So we're getting a little bit of a hip movement here. And then we're going to rotate it in the other direction. And then we're going to slowly slide our leg so your foot is pointing towards the ceiling. And maybe pull out behind your thigh. And we're going to flex and point. And maybe see how that feels opening up the back of the leg. And allowing your right hip to settle in. We hold so much tension in our hip. See if we can let it go a little bit, allowing the shoulders to rest down towards the earth. Again, releasing the jaw, pointing and flexing that foot. And notice what sensation comes up while you're doing that. I have a little something coming up the back of my leg, but you may feel it somewhere else. Again, it's all this observation. And maybe roll the ankle. And then we're going to bring that right ankle to the left knee. Maybe open up the hip if that feels good by pushing the right knee away. And then slowly, if it's comfortable, you can stay here if that's enough hip flexion for you. Or maybe you want to pull that left knee in and open up the hip a little bit. If you do that, maybe keep your right foot flexed. And rock side to side. And see how that feels. For a moment. And then we're going to release everything down. Left foot comes down, right foot comes down. And we're going to pause for a moment. There's power in our pause. And in this pause, we can observe. How does that right side feel compared to the left? Again, without judgment, only observation. Pause. And then we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So you're going to pull that left knee in. You can keep your right foot on the floor or you can extend it out, whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to rotate the knee in one direction. Times, and then we're going to go into that other direction a couple times. And then maybe you want to straighten that leg, whatever's comfortable, and start to point and flex that left leg while you're allowing that left hip to settle. So maybe making an attempt not to grip, but allow the hips to settle, allow the shoulders to settle. See what happens. Again, releasing the jaw. Maybe the tongue is pushing into the roof of the mouth. And notice what sensations are coming off the back of the leg. Take a nice deep breath. Now we're going to slowly bring that left ankle to the right knee, and maybe you'll push that left knee away from you if that feels good. And if that's enough hip stretch, that's fantastic. If you feel you need more, maybe you'll pull in that right knee and give it a little extra stretch, rocking side to side. And then we're going to release everything back to the ground, and then we're going to take that pause and observe. No judgment, only observation. How do you feel right here? And then in this moment, what can you let go of? You feel your feet on the ground, you feel your hips heavy. Going back to the rise and fall of the belly, think of getting that little vagus nerve, that wandering nerve on the side. We're going to slowly inhale our arms all the way up overhead. Take a nice big stretch. Maybe feel the shoulders come up. And then we're going to exhale, bring the arms back down. Just one more time. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the arms down. Now this time we're going to add on to it. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, keep the arms up. Inhale, keep the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. And now this time we're going to inhale, we're going to lift our hips up, coming into a little bit of a bridge. And exhale, bring the hips down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, bring the hips up. And exhale, bring the hips down. One more time with our arms down. See what's coming. Inhale, bring the hips up. And exhale, bring the hips down. Now we're going to put it all together. So we're going to inhale, bring our hips up. Exhale, keep our hips up. Inhale, bring our arms up. Exhale, bring our hips down. Inhale, keep the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that. So we're going to inhale, bring the hips up. Exhale, keep the hips up. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale, keep the arms up. And exhale, bring the arms down. And of course, you do your own breath pattern. If it doesn't feel right and like you take what your body needs. Do this one more time. So inhale, hips up. Exhale, keep those hips up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale, big stretch here. And exhale, bring the arms down. Now again, take a moment to pause and observe. Did anything open up here? What kinds of sensations are coming up? We never want you to go into a sensation of pain. We only want a sensation happening. Now we're going to take a moment. We're going to bring our knees into our chest, rock side to side. And then we're going to roll ourselves up to a seated position. Take a pause here. Notice if you need to sit on a bolster, or if your hips are hurting, you can always sit on the bolster and have blocks underneath it or a blanket. Take what feels right for your body. Again, no right or wrong. And in this upright position, notice yourself grounding down and the crown of the head rising up. And again, in this upright position, see if you can release your jaw, release your shoulders. Feel the expansion of your ribs, the expansion of your belly. Feel the sit bones grounding down and the crown of the head rises up. I'm going to slowly bring our hands to heart center. We're going to give them a rub, getting a little bit of heat. And then we're going to slowly cover our eyes with our fingertips at our hairline. And we're going to slowly start to bring our fingertips down our hairline. And we're going to take the next few moments to trace your face. And allow your fingertips to travel over your eyebrows, under your eyes, your nose, your lips, your cheekbones, your cheeks. Explore your unique face. Nice, gentle touch. Allowing yourself to nurture yourself with this gentle touch. And maybe if you're a little curious, maybe you go behind the ears. Maybe go to the folds of the ears and pull them out. See how that feels. The earlobes, behind the ears. And then you're going to slowly take your fingers and massage down the side of your neck. You're going to come to your collarbones. And then you're going to cross your arms and give yourself a hug. And then you're gonna give yourself a hug, rubbing your arms from your shoulders to your elbows. Remembering to breathe. Always in through your nose, out through your nose or your mouth, whatever feels right. Then you're gonna come down to your forearms, giving them a nice little massage. Then you're going to come down the sides of your body, towards your hips, your legs, your knees, shins, and then out to your feet. And then come back and give yourself a nice little hug. And right here, maybe create an intention for our practice. Take a moment. Feel your whole center expanding and contracting. Then we're going to slowly come on to our hands and knees. And if you need a blanket on your knees, please take that. At any time you need to take a rest, please do so. Anything I say is just a suggestion. It's not a direction. This is just a guide to help you move a little bit. So we're going to start with some organic movements to see what you feel you need. So maybe you want to wiggle your ribs side to side. Maybe you want to do some cat-cows. Maybe a child's pose. Maybe take some organic movements that feel right for you. Again, no right or wrong. Get curious to say, this is what feels right for me. I'm nurturing myself, all while remembering to breathe. Now we're going to come to a point of stillness. So we're going to have our hands directly underneath our shoulders and knees directly underneath our hips. That's comfortable for you. And then we are going to come through a guided cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, bring the heart forward. And then we're going to exhale, really push into the hands and round back, allowing the head to drop. And we're going to take this 2 more times. So inhale, the heart forward. Feeling maybe a stretch through your torso. And exhale, round the back. And notice where you feel everything. 1 more time. Inhale, the heart forward. And exhale, round that back. And then come to a neutral spine. Pause and observe. We're going to take our right leg long and we're going to tuck our toes, and we're going to push that heel towards the back wall. And we're going to take a few bounces. Seeing how that feels. And allowing the entire torso to expand on the breath. And then we're going to inhale that right leg up, cross it over the left. Maybe look over your left shoulder, looking back at your right toe. Keep that bouncing going. And notice what sensations are coming up. I have it on the right side of my body, so my hip, right lungs, the right ribs. And then maybe we'll bring that right leg all the way out long. We're going to open the hip up, the hamstring, and we're going to continue to rock back and forth. See how that feels. See what you can open up. Notice where the sensation is coming up. Notice your foot on the floor. Notice maybe your hamstring is opening up or something else, a little bit of hip work here. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back and we're going to rise all the way up. We're going to raise our arms overhead. Maybe grab the left wrist and lean over to the right. Opening up that left side body. See how that feels. Nice deep breath. See what opens up. Maybe turning your head, looking up the ceiling. And then we're going to release it, come straight up, arms come out wide. And then we're going to bring our hands back down, table, bring that right leg back to meet the left. And again, we're going to pause and observe. How does one side feel in comparison to the other? Something more open, something tighten up. Take a moment and observe. Now we're going to bring that left leg out long. We're going to bounce it back and forth, getting some of the fascia flowing, opening up the bottom of the foot, the back of the leg. Spend a moment here, and then we're going to lift that left leg up, cross it over the right, look back at the right foot, left foot over your right shoulder, and never know my right foot left. And keep that bouncing going. And see how that feels. Notice what sensations are coming up. Maybe you're opening up the left side body. Maybe you feel it on the left hip. Maybe you feel on the right hip. Again, there's no right or wrong. This is all observation to create sensation and become aware of the sensation. Keep that breath going down to the belly. And then we're going to lift that left leg up. Bring it all the way out to the right. And we're going to continue that bouncing. So see what opens up on this side now. Maybe the inner thigh, maybe the hamstring. Back of the leg. Notice the sensation of your foot on the floor. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back, roll ourselves up, arms all the way overhead. Maybe you grab that right wrist, lean over to the left, opening up that right side body. Let's breathe here. Maybe you want to look up at the ceiling. Maybe you notice a color in the room, or maybe you notice a pleasant smell, or something that you want to focus some energy on, or you want to go into your body, noticing the opening up. That right side body. Notice how the left side is leaning over. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Release the arms wide. Bring back our hands to the mat. And then bring that left leg in to meet the right. And then again, pause and observe. And feel your breath. If you have blocks, suggest putting them at the top of the mat for some stability and a little support if you need that. If you don't have blocks, no worry, you'll do what's right for your body. We're going to slowly bring our toes together and we're going to sit back into a child's pose. So pushing your sit bones towards your heels and you're going to stretch your upper body. If you want to put your hands on blocks, if you need to open up more, please do so. Take what's right for you. So I'm going to show you a lot of options in child's pose. So if you want to really open up, this is a great way to put your hands on your blocks. You can always put your hands on the mat. You can also, this is one of my favorites, you can put your forehead directly on your hands, or you can stack your fists and put your hands like this. This is super supportive. There's also a little meridian in the center of your forehead that releases tension. So any of these options are wonderful. Whatever feels right for your body, take what you need. And wherever you are in your child's pose, notice the expansion of the belly as you breathe. Maybe listen to the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Maybe you want to take a nice deep sigh on an exhale. So it sounds something like this. If anybody in the virtual world would like to join me, I'm going to do 2 more sighs. A nice big inhale. And then pause and observe and see how that felt. We're going to slowly walk our hands over to the right. You're going to bring your torso on your right leg if that's available. And you can place your right hand underneath your right shoulder and reach that left arm away, pushing the left sit bone down towards the earth. And maybe creating that opening on the left side that we did earlier. See how that feels. Maybe look under the left arm. Feel the rise and fall of your belly. And then we're going to walk it over to the other side. Bring your torso on your right leg. Extend that right leg long. Left hand maybe underneath your left shoulder. Pushing the right sit bone down towards the heel. Opening up that right side back. Feel your breath. See what happens. And then we're going to come back through center. Come up through table. Bring your knees back together. And just for a moment, we're going to sit on our heels. Heart is forward. Palms forward. And we're going to inhale and come on up on our knees. We're going to open our arms up wide. Real long towards the ceiling. And we're going to goal post our arms. We're going to hinge at our knees and open our heart. Take a few breaths here, and of course, if you need something under your knees, you take what you need. Then we're going to bring our arms down, and we're going to reach our right hand back towards our right heel, looking over our right shoulder. And then come back up through center, and then we're going to reach our left hand down towards our left heel, looking over our left shoulder. Come back up through center. One more time on each side. Right hand, right heel. Or towards the right heel. Left hand towards the left heel. Come up through center. And then sit back down on your heels just for a moment. We're going to inhale, come on up. Goal post the arms again. Sweep the arms back. We're going to bring our right foot with us. If you have blocks, place your hands on the blocks. And we're going to come into a nice low lunge. And to keep your hips stable, draw your right heel towards your left knee. And feel that engagement, that zip up through the center. And maybe bring your heart forward. And then maybe you're going to bring your right hand to your sacrum and your left hand to your left knee, if that's or your right hand, if that's available. I'm going to take a little twist. You can always keep your hands on the blocks and do the twist. Take what's right for you. Breathe through this, maybe come into a little bit of a back bend, opening up your heart. And then release it. Hands on the blocks. Bring that right knee back to meet the left. And then sit back in your version of child's pose. Just for a moment. Feel the breath. And then we're going to sit back on our heels. Come on up. Arms up. Go post the arms back down by our side. And this time we're going to bring our left foot forward. And we're going to come into that low lunge on this side, bringing the hands onto the blocks if that's available, dragging your left foot towards your right knee, create stability, bringing your heart forward. And then maybe if it's available, you bring your left hand to your sacrum and your right hand to the outside of your left knee and twist over to the left. Doing a little bit unwinding here of our center. Nice deep breath. And then we're going to release the hands back. Bring that left foot to meet the right. Hands down onto the mat. Take a moment and observe. Allow your head to get heavy. Maybe take those movements that we did in the beginning of switching to side and observe how you feel differently. Got a few more twists going on here. So now we're going to bring our left hand in the center directly underneath our heart. And we're going to inhale and bring the right arm up to the position that feels right for you. But we don't want to bring our hips along with us. So we really want to rotate this upper body and see how that feels. And then we're going to exhale and bring the right hand underneath the left. And maybe rest your head just for a moment. And then we're going to inhale, bring it up. And of course, do this at your own pace. Opening up and exhale, bring it down. One last time. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And exhale, bring it down. And then come up to a neutral spine, back in table, and then again, pause and observe. See how that feels. Now we're going to do the other side. So now we're going to bring that right hand a little bit closer underneath the heart. And we're going to inhale that left arm up, twisting from upper body. And then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it down. One last time. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it down. And then come back to center, back to table, and observe how you're feeling. Take a moment. And then we're going to slowly tuck our toes, come on into our very first down dog. Paddle it out. See how it feels, pushing into the hands, maybe rotating your hands away from each other. Pedal the feet out, opening up the back of the leg. Spend another moment or two here, seeing what needs to be released. And then you're going to inhale, look at your hands, and walk your feet up to your hands. And keep a nice low forward fold, bending your knees, allowing your head to drop. Take a moment, and then you're going to slowly roll yourself all the way up to a standing position. Allow yourself to come into Tadasana. Allowing your feet grounded. Allowing the energy pushing down into the earth. Feeling your feet heavy. Finding your balance. Releasing your shoulder blades, letting them drip down your back. Allowing your shoulders to drop down. Allowing your jaw to release. Tongue resting on the roof of the head, mouth, and the crown of your head rising up. Just take a moment and observe. And then we're going to slowly inhale our arms all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, bend our knees forward, fold. Hands towards the ground. And then we're going to inhale to a flat back, bringing our hands back behind us and creating a flat back. And then we're going to exhale, let it all go. Inhale, sweep our arms all the way back up. Palms touch, and then bring them back to our heart center. Pause, observe. We're going to do this half salutation 2 more times. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, round down. Inhale, bring it all the way up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause and observe. One last time. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, bend our knees forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands touch. And then bring them back to heart center. And pause. Take a moment here. Come back to our intention. Why did you show up to class today? Go back to our breath, noticing the inhale coming in through the nose. Notice the expansion of the belly, expansion of the side ribs, the back ribs, the front ribs. Nourish your body with oxygen. Take a few moments here. Bring our hands back to heart center. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hands flat on the ground. We're going to step back to down dog. Pedal the feet up. See how it feels. Open the heart up towards your knees. Opening that back. Then we're going to come forward to the top of a push-up and drop your knees and sit back in child's pose. Slide our hands back, and we're going to, sitting on our heels just for a moment, come up, standing on our shins, goal post the arms again like we did earlier, sweep our hands back. We're going to bring our right foot forward with us just like we did before. Grab your blocks, hands on the blocks, and then we're going to take that twist again. So now we have some options that we've warmed up a little bit. So you may want to take this twist, which is lovely and it feels so good. You may want to tuck your back toes and come into a supported high lunge, or come all the way into a high lunge. And if you can keep your hands here, or maybe you want to bring your hands here. Find out what's right for you. Wherever you're at in this moment in time is where you should be. No right, no wrong. Maybe you're down here, your arms open. Wherever you are, look back at that right hand and bring it to meet your left. Slowly bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your left toes and step back to down dog. Take a moment. Come forward through the top of a push-up, drop your knees and sit back on your heels just for a moment. And inhale, stand on your shins. Goal post your arms. Hinge with the knees. And this time we're going to bring our left foot forward and find your pose, whether you're here or you're here, or maybe you're here, or maybe you are here. Find what you need on this side. And it may be different from the other side. Take what you need. And then we'll slowly bring that left hand to meet the right. Drop your hands down to the mat and step back to down dog. Now this time we're going to slowly walk our hands back towards our feet. Keep the knees bent and slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Take a moment. Allow yourself to pause, releasing everything down. Now, my favorite thing to do in a yoga class is balancing. Such a metaphor for life. So how can we find balance in our mind, in our body, our soul? How do we bring it together? So we're going to do a little bit of balance work right now. If you need a chair to hold on to or a wall to hold on to, please do so. I don't want anyone falling over. Know what's right for your body in this moment in time. So we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Also bring your hands to our heart center, whatever feels good. And we're going to slowly bring our right toes up. So we're putting all of the weight on the left foot. Find a drishti. What is a drishti? A drishti is a gaze point, something to stare at that's not moving. So don't look at me because I'll be moving. So then you're going to slowly bring that right knee up. And then we're going to bring it out to the side and back. Up to the side, back. Maybe you want to straighten the leg a little bit, bring it out to the side and back across over that left standing leg a little bit. Maybe you want to take that left arm and bring it out in, remembering to breathe, out and in, out and in. Maybe 2 more times, out and in. 1 last time, out and in. And then bring that right leg down to meet the left. And then shake out that left leg, because that was a lot of work. It's a lot of balance. When you shake it out, it releases the tension, it releases the fascia. That's a really nice thing to do for your nervous system, to shake it out. Now come back to standing, back to stillness. Notice how that feels. Observe right to left, left to right. Take a moment. Find your hand placement, whether it's the heart center on your hips. Find something to stare at. Lift the left toes up. Nice and gentle. Find your balance on the right. And we're not symmetrical, so one side is going to feel different than the other, and that's supposed to happen. And then we're going to pull everything in, zip it in, and find your drishti, your gaze point. Bring up that left leg, open it up, and bring it back to center. Open it up, bring it back to center. Open it up, center. Maybe want to extend that left leg out, back to center. If you feel more comfortable tapping it down, you can. Do what's right for your body tonight. And maybe try to bring that right arm out and back. Out and back. Let's do this maybe 4 more times. Out and back. Out and back. And one last time, out and back. Bring that left foot down and shake it out. Let's see what happens. Give it a good shake. And then come back to stillness. Pause. Either have your hands at your heart center, or have your hands down by your side, coming into Tadasana. Having the crown of the head up towards the sky. Release your jaw, tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. Allowing your shoulders to drop away from your ears. Allowing your shoulder blades to maybe drip down the back. Tucking your tailbone in a tiny bit, releasing the hips. And feel yourself grounded down towards the earth. And maybe bring your hands to your heart center, one palm over the other. And we're going to take 3 deep hums. So it's going to sound like this. So let's do that together 3 times. Ready? Take a moment and observe and notice if it did anything to you. Did anything for you. Top of the mat. Inhale, our arms all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, bend the knees forward, fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to down dog. Push into the down dog. Inhale, come to the top of a push-up, drop your knees and sit back into child's pose for a moment. Feel your breath. Take the child's pose that's right for you. Take a moment to have everything slow down. Then we're going to come back up to table. We're going to cross our feet behind us if that's available and come back and sit all the way back down. And allow yourself to have the sit bones grounding down and the crown of the head rising up. And notice how that feels. Now we're going to slowly bring ourselves forward. And we're going to come all the way down on our backs, keeping our knees bent, feet on the floor. Allow your palms to open up wide. Take a moment and pause. This is right where we started. Coming full circle. And we're going to slowly bring our knees in. Give them a little bit of rounding in one direction and then in the other. And then with our knees hugged in tight, we're going to drop them both off to the right side. So maybe your right knee is stacked on top of your right. Maybe you're going to allow your left shoulder to drop down over your left shoulder. So we're coming into that twist that we've done so many times today. Take a breath, see what you can release. Of course, find a twist that's right for you. See what you can let go of. Release the jaw. Be mindful of your breath. Stay here for a moment or two. See what we can unwind. Release what we can let go of. Back to your intention. See what you're letting go of. Here. Slowly bring these up to the center. Give them a hug. Pause and observe before we go to the other side. Moment. And drop the knees off to the left. Maybe allowing your right shoulder, your gaze to look over to the right. See what you can let go of here. Twist. See what's unwinding. Stay here for a few more moments. Feeling your breath. Pushing the ribs, pushing the hips. Noticing what sensations are coming up. Slowly bring the hips back up to center. Knees back up to center. And give them a nice hug. And then we're going to hold onto our knees and we're going to round our low back. That low back massage, rounding the knees. Then maybe going in the other direction. Now we're going to come back to a place of stillness, still holding on to the knees. And we're going to inhale, push the knees away from us. And exhale, bring them in. And do this 3 more times. Inhale, push the knees away from us. Exhale, bring them in. 2 more times. Inhale, push the knees away from us. Exhale, bring them in. 1 last time. Inhale, push the knees away from us. Exhale, bring them in. Maybe pull behind your knees. Stretch your feet up towards the ceiling, point and flex. Maybe wiggle your ankles. Wiggle your heels side to side. And then we're going to slowly bring our feet back to the floor 1 at a time. Pause and observe. Then we'll slowly bring our legs out long. Integrate work that we did coming into Parshanasana. Allowing ourselves to rest. Allowing ourselves to melt into the ground, into our mats. Noticing our breath. Noticing our life force, our energy coming through us. And back to your intention. Take the next few minutes to allow yourself to integrate the practice. Slowly start to come back into your body. Feel your breath. Maybe start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your ankles and wrists. Maybe slide your feet back to the floor while raising your arms all the way overhead. Maybe slowly roll on over to your left side, using your arm as a pillow. And in your own time, as if you have nowhere to be. With your head heavy, slowly push yourself back up to a seated position. Maybe bringing your hands to heart center, one palm over the other. Feel the energy of your heart. To a nice even breath pace. Back to your intention. Honoring your body. Wherever you're at. Slowly bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, palms together. And know that the light in me honors the light in you. I'm so grateful for your practice this morning. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a nice day.